you. I am popping on a few minutes before 7 as that gives me a chance to make sure that everything looks great on my end as I wait for YouTube to let you know that I've gone live. So my name is Anne Granger and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I live in the beautiful town of Dorchester, Ontario, Canada, and I am so excited to be with you guys tonight. It has been a while. I usually do Wednesday nights, and then I was doing a couple Thursdays just because of my schedules, but I'm excited to get back onto the Wednesday night routine. It was so funny. My daughter says to me, "Why are you doing a video tonight, Mom? It's not Thursday." And I was like, no, I get back and I'm going to do it on Wednesday. So if you're here, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you're watching on the replay, shout out to the replay warriors. I know this time of year is a busy time of year. Lots of sports happening, soccer or baseball or lots of just different things. Here in Southwest, actually, right now, it was really hot, but this week it's been very cool, like nice 20-degree weather, but it's rainy. It's like overcast and rainy tonight, so it's a great night to be inside in your craft room creating. I don't know about you, but this is my happy place. I call it AKA my happy place, which is my studio. And you will find me in here majority of the days. I love coming in here. I love creating. I love sharing. And most of all, I love it just truly makes me happy. After a busy work day, this is like, it's my haven. I listen to music and I create and it's like all good. Hi, Anne from Ontario, Canada, but visiting. Oh, hi, Anne from Ontario, Canada, but visiting my son and family. Hi, Donna. It says hi, Anne. Yes, and I think you said your son and family are out west, I believe. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. I'm just gonna write a message here. I'm excited to craft with you. So we're getting back in. I am excited to be back into the world of Stampin' Up. I missed my Stampin' Up videos, my connection with you guys. I'm just happy to dive back in and get into somewhat of a routine. My routine is going to be changing soon because my work, I'm almost done. I work with our local school board, so I will be done next Friday. And then me and my craft room are having some serious crafting dates because I don't know about you, but I've missed my craft room. So tonight, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the Stamp with Anne community. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I usually pick a product of the week and I usually pair it with a designer series paper. And then I usually make cards to share with you. I've kind of changed the way I'm doing my videos because I've truly learned that while I was off, I watched a lot of videos. And I learned that it's about value, adding value. And I don't know about you, but I'm the type of person that I'm visual. So if I see a product and I'll be like, yeah, guys, it's kind of cute. I don't know about it. But then my Stampin' Up! Friends around the globe start sharing their samples. And it's like, oh my gosh, game changer. Because guess what? I literally have to purchase it. So that is my goal. I want to be able to, come to you and show you how to use your products. Maybe you have something similar in your stash. Maybe you have the exact same thing I have. But I want to bring you value. I want to show you color combinations, sketch ideas. I want to show you how to use your products in the ways that you can get the most value of it. Things are expensive right now, and we all need a hobby. And right now, a lot of people are turning to crafting and a lot of people are turning back to in-person classes. And I'm excited to offer both, a little bit of online and a little bit of in-person. Adana says she forgot she's in BC. Oh, enjoy that beautiful BC out there. It's beautiful. So tonight I am sharing with you, let me show you the product I am showing you and then we'll dive in. So this is our new catalog. Stampin' Up! Changed the way they're doing their catalogs. This is our May to August, and it's hard to believe that we're almost through 2 months of this catalog. It is 87 pages filled with so much goodness. There are suites, there are bundles, there are single stamp sets, there are paper, there are tools, there are dies, there are punches, you name it, it's in here. Now, obviously, Stampin' Up! Can't put everything in their catalog. So we also have a lot of stuff that is in our online exclusive, which is in our online store. That's a great product. So tonight we're doing a little bit of mix. We're doing a little bit from the annual the Made in August catalog and a little bit from online. So tonight I am sharing with you the Sending Salutations stamp set. It is a great one. If you're looking for a great greeting to have on hand, and this is what you're going to want to look at. Price value, it's $28 here in Canada, but it has those greetings that you can use for the front of your card and then the inside of your card. A lot of our stamp sets are usually just one or the other, but this one is a great one. And then I paired it with, and I think it's in this one. I actually don't even know where. Oh yeah. So then the one I'm pairing it with is part of the March online exclusives, and it's called Delicate Dreams Suite. Now, funny thing is, when I do my team meetings, I pick product. I usually pick designer series paper, ribbon, and embellishments, and I give them a little bit of a sample. And I had this paper. So when I sat down with my cards, I'm going to show you the product now. When I sat down to create my product, my samples, I was like, I should do a one-sheet wonder. One-sheet wonders are fun. You're probably thinking, well, what's a one-sheet wonder, Anne? It's where you take a designer series paper, so your pattern paper. It could be 12 by 12, it could be 6 by 6, it could be 6 by 12. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut it in certain ways to create your cards. It is a great way to mass produce cards at once. So this would be great for birthday cards, thank you cards, Christmas cards. There's so much you can do with this template. So we're going to dive in that in a minute, but let me show you. So Sending Salutations is the stamp set. I really like the images on this case doesn't do justice. Wait till you see it stamped. The font is very delicate, and I absolutely love it. I love how it's a little mix of cursive mixed in with your solid. So this is a stamp set we're going to use tonight. I'm going to put that over there. The paper we are using, as I said, is Delicate Dreams. It is a specialty paper, which means, and I don't know if you can see this, let me see if it picks it up, but it is embedded with a little bit of like bronze. So it's a little bit shiny. You can see like down, oh, maybe, I'm sorry, it's not moving. You can see it. It's on this pattern, and on these patterns. So it's really, really pretty. Yeah, you can see it down here. So your colors. So what I like to do when I first sit down with my designer series paper is I always make this sampler. And I like it because it's quick and easy visual for me. So I can see what the patterns are in my pack of paper, but it also tells me what colors are in the pack of paper. So I'm not like going to the catalog or looking it up online or flip, sometimes I throw out the backing and I'm like, oh, what was the name of that stamp set? What are the colors? So this sampler is a great way. I just cut my squares into 2 by 2. I print it off of my printer, and then I usually try to show you the patterns. This is a lot easier to show you than showing you like 12 by 12 pieces, but these are the patterns. So this is a 12 by 12. It's very gorgeous. So your colors are Crumb Cake, Gray Granite, Hydrangea Hue, Mossy Mellow, Secrecy, and Bronze. So I thought I would show you, because I'm a visual person, and I know a lot of other people are visual too. I actually wanted to show you that combination. So it is right here. So Crumb Cake, Gray Granite, Mossy Mellow, Secrecy, Hydrangea Hues, and well, we don't have a bronze color, but it's really pretty. So these are our old style ink pads. And then these are our brand new ones. This one is our magnetic ink pad, which is like so easy to open. If you do not have these and you struggle with opening these, you're gonna definitely wanna try these out. They come in our 5 new in colors. But Stampin' Up! Has already shared with us that in 2027, all our ink pads will be in this color. So I'm super excited. The only color we're actually going to use tonight is Secrecy, because like I said, it's a really beautiful color. So let me show you some other product we're using, and then we're gonna dive in. So I was like, some weeks I always use my die cutting, and I'm like, I haven't really used a punch in a while, so let's use a punch. This is the Modern Oval Punch. And it is currently on our last chance list. And you're probably thinking, well, what does the last chance list mean, Anne? The last chance list is where Stampin' Up! Puts items that they are no longer going to sell. So they put it into this category. Some items are discounted, some are heavily discounted, and it's there to while supplies last. Once it runs out of the supplies, it moves for us to a discontinue list. We know it's no longer available. This is a great punch. It is great for greetings. It is great for like delicate, bold. I really like it, and it's on sale right now in the last chance for $23. That was, I looked yesterday. So remember, it's while supplies last. So I could show you this today. You could go order it and it could be gone, but I'm going to say it's still there because I did look earlier. We're going to use that tonight. And then also what I paired was, I always like to pair some type of embellishment, and I'm using the natural matted dots. These actually are part of the Delicate Dreams suite. So you get crumb cake, mossy mellow, secret sea, and then there is white up there. So these are great. And it was interesting. I was saying this to my one friend the other day. We were crafting, sometimes like she's in her craft room, I'm in my craft room, we craft. And I was like, I have a problem with embellishments. I love embellishments. But then when they retire, I realize I don't use them as much. So I really need to start using my embellishments more. So that is something else we're going to use. Okay. So when I sat down to look for a project I knew I wanted to do a one sheet wonder. So I searched on Pinterest, one sheet wonder templates, 12 by 12, and I came across a pattern that was on Jackie Bohai's blog, and her name in her blog is Clomper Stampers. So shout out to Jackie, thank you for this. It was a video and a template. I'm going to link that video and template once I put this video up, it usually takes 24 hours to process, so probably like Friday night, if it's ready by tomorrow. If not, it'll be Friday. And I'll link you to that. So tonight, I am going to show you, first of all, I'm going to show you the samples that I made. I'm going to show you how to cut the paper, and we're going to create the cards together. Now, I have gone ahead and created a bunch of the cards already, so we're just going to assemble two of them, where actually this template will make 11 cards. So let me show you what I did. So when I sat down to pick out my paper, I kind of went to see like what I had in the patterns. So here are the first two cards. And this, so when you cut it, and you'll see when we cut it, it creates different layouts. So this was the first layout. I used crumb cake. I pulled in the Secret Sea two-tone cardstock, and then I pulled in those patterns. So the patterns I went with, now you can use 3 different patterns. I chose to do 2 because I kind of was there wasn't really another pattern that I liked to go with it, but I really liked. So as you can see, I pulled in there's that oval punch. Look how gorgeous that greeting is. Like, it's truly just a delicate greeting. There's that hydrangea hue design ribbon, and then I pulled in those embellishments. So there's the first 2 cards. That's one you can make. Then basically you take this layout and you flip it. So I just flipped it and turned it on its side so that it went from landscape to portrait. Same thing, I used the same patterns. I brought in the Secret Sea cardstock, two-tone cardstock, brought in my ribbon. I used the Secret Sea ink pad and brought in the natural dots. And I really like this greeting. It says, best wishes for health and healing. I don't know about you, but there's a lot of people suffering right now with allergies and just respiratory. My doctor was telling me, because the season has been so delayed, and here in Canada, like where I live, we've had days where we were like 5 degrees, 30 degrees, 12 degrees. It's been crazy. So a lot of people, so how nice would that be just to send someone a card to let them know that you're thinking of them? So there's the one. So there's 4 cards. Then the next 2 cards we're going to make are these ones. So basically it is, I added a little bit of black behind it. So I used that Secret Sea. I used the pattern, then you're gonna cut this little strip. And then this one I thought would be nice to be, thanks you so much for your friendship. I send out customer thank you cards when I have customers place orders with me, and I thought, how beautiful would that? I wanted to show you, you were like thinking, well, where's that ribbon from, Anne? And it is actually the same ribbon that I used on this one. The only thing was I cut it in half to get more of a daintier ribbon, and that was easier to fold. So much easier to work with. This ribbon is great, but this one was nice. So there's 2 more. So now we're up to 6 cards. And then this one, there was just like 4 little squares left over. Quick and easy. I brought in that Secret C two-tone, added that little dainty ribbon, and then I said, to a marvelous person on their birthday. So when I was kind of thinking I would make like some get well, friendship, and birthday. And the reason why I stuck more with those greetings is wishing you a bright and beautiful future. You could use that for a graduation, but a lot of them were long and I really wanted to use the oval punch. So that's why I kind of stuck with those greetings, because I wanted to fit in the oval punch. So now we're up to, what do I say, 7. So the last 2 cards that we're going to make are these ones. They're kind of a bit of a fancy fold. So it opens like this. Now this flap here can stay open. I'm not a person that likes to see the ribbon in the inside. So that is why I put it through my flap and geared my flap down. So these both go this way. So once again, did one a birthday, one like a get well. I actually used a 2-tone cardstock when I was creating my cards. I ran out of crumb cake, 8.5 by 11. So I knew I had crumb cake 2-tone cardstock. So that's why I said it. So this is the one side, which is really dark. And then this one is the lighter. And then the last 2 cards, so we're at 9, so these would be your 11, is the exact same layout orientation as this. The only thing was I flipped it up. So I just changed the orientation. So those are the 11 cards. When I went to prep my materials for tonight, I realized I did not have the same pattern. But I was like, you know what? That's okay, Anne, because you just showed them these beautiful 11 samples. Now I'm going to show you 11 more samples that you can make with it. So really, by the time I'm done this Facebook Live, I'm actually going to have 22 cards. So let's dive in and get started. And I will keep checking. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you're watching on the replay, please let me know if you have questions. I have 2 pieces of designer series paper here that are 6 by 12. So a 1-sheet wonder, you could use just a 12 by 12. So you could take the same sheet. This is different, but you could take the same sheet, cut it in half, and that's what you use. I decided to use 2 different patterns. Really liked this, and I liked the green, and I liked this little floral. We are going to put those together, okay? And we're going to cut. As I said, there is a template for this, and I will link it to my blog when I put this video up for you. So for now, you can just watch how I create, and then we're good to go. So this is 6, this is 12. We are going to do our first cut at 4.5. So I'm going to put my paper. So this is our Stampin' Up! Trimmer. My left hand is at the 4.5. So I am going to cut. And hopefully my paper, yeah, just gonna get it here. I didn't go through all the way. So let me kind of just bounce it back and forth. I didn't press this hard. I am going to put these 2 patterns off to the side. My next cut is going to be at 4 inches. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I really go hard there. And then I have these, okay? So I'm gonna bring these in so you can see. We have these 3 pieces, just like this. You're thinking, well, okay, and like, how do you make cards out of these? This is where the magic comes in. This is where that magic little, you're gonna be like, wow, this is so cool. And it's gonna be one of those templates that you're gonna wanna print off, stick in your drawer, because when you need to make Christmas cards, you could use this Christmas card. You could use this for a Christmas card. All right, I'm going to put these 2 aside. And I am just going to leave them like that. So our first measurement is 4.5 by 6. I am going to turn it and so that it's landscape, and I'm going to cut it at 3 inches each. Okay, so now I have these 2 pieces. So I have 4 pieces that measure this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it. So this way is 3. I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut it at 1.5. So 1. So each piece is going to give me 6 little pieces, and I'm just going to put them off to the side. And before I do anything else, I'll bring them back in. Once again, I'm going to bring that in, and we're going to cut it at 1.5 and 1.5. Okay, so there is our first pieces. So those are going to make 4 cards. Okay, we are going to take the piece that is 4 inches. So this one is 4 by 6. And the first cut we're going to do is we're going to turn it on our side. Oops, my score blade just popped out of the trimmer. And we're going to cut it at, so if I look at this, my measurement is 4, and my first cut is going to be 3 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to the side. Now I'm going to turn it, and now I'm going to cut it at, so this should actually be, if I measure right, it's 5 1/4. I'm going to cut these at 1. So let's just, so 1, 2, and then we got 3, 4, right? So we have 3, and I'll show you those pieces in a minute. Let me just, I don't have enough view on my spot here. All right, the last one we're going to do is we're going to cut it at, so this is my first, so I want to make sure my measurement is 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 by 6, which is right. And my first cut is going to be at 1.5. So let's cut it at 1.5. Okay, so I'm gonna put that off to the side. And then I'm going to cut these at 2 1/4. And then I should get 2 pieces. So 2 1/4 and 2 1/4. We're gonna put those off to the side. And then this one, I'm going to turn it and I'm going to cut it at 1 3/4, and then I have these 2 pieces. All right, that is all the cutting we need to do. So let me bring these back in and show you. Oh, what did I do? I clicked. Oh, nope, here. Sorry. Let's try this again. Oh, there we go. Whoa, that's a little, whoa, that's kind of, okay, so here is the first one we cut. And those are the 3 cards right there. So those are the 3 cuts that we did, okay? Now, our second cut we did this one here, and then we did 4 of these, all right? This is actually a great way to use a pattern paper. There might be times where, I don't know about you, but sometimes I get a pattern paper and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that. So, I don't know what's right here. My thing. Nope, that's not what I want. Sorry, I'm playing with my light. It went from like, I'm just gonna do that for now. It's like yellow and I want it, oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, I hit it to a warm tone and it was driving me crazy. This is a great way to use your pattern paper. I don't know about you, but every time I get a pattern paper, there's usually a few pieces of paper in the pattern paper that I absolutely love. And I'll use those all up. And then there's other ones that I'm like, oh no. But this one is very delicate. It's beautiful. All right, so there's those 2 little pieces we did. And then here is those pieces. So as you can see, these are the pieces we're going to use to make our cards. I wanted to show you that. So that was, we took that 6 by 12 and we did 3 cuts and then we did some more cuts, and these are all the pieces we got. So let me just put these back over here so I don't lose them or mess them up. And we are going to create our cards. As I said to you, I have already created samples, but what I thought I would do is, because we were making like 11 cards, I thought I would make some of the cards with you, because I thought, oh my gosh, we will be here till midnight. And I know people's time is precious. So, all right, so let's dive in and show you the first set of cards we are going to make. So when I sat down to make my sample, I did not have the same pattern. And I did not have crumb cake. So I thought I would go with basic beige, because that was the color that was in the color palette. Remember, I showed you that in the sampler. Basic beige. And I pulled in Mossy Mellow. And the neat thing about this, so here's all these these are our pieces. So here is 3 pieces. Okay, so there's our pieces. And when I actually sat down to do this, I was like, let's use linen thread. So I would really like to know, Sample A was the samples I showed you before this video, like when I showed you, and sample B will be the ones we're making. So here is the second cards we're going to make tonight. So I've already made 2, but I'm going to show you how to make the other 2. All right, so let's put this down and let's dive in. And like I said, it's going to be quick and easy. So now I already have these pieces cut because I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to cut and do. So let's go ahead. Let's bring in my bone folder here. And we're going to do that. All right, so there is our 2 card bases. We'll just put those to the side. And we have our 2 pieces. We're probably just going to do both of them at the same time. Sometimes I do that. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to lay our pieces down. Always lay your pieces down first because you want to make sure that you have enough room. You don't want to run out of space. Okay, so this, we're just kind of like splitting the pattern. Actually, you know what? This one has a little bit more blue in it, so let's bring that up. All right, so there's that. So let's go ahead and we're going to hear this down. Now you could, like I could do that, but I didn't really, didn't fancy my fancy. I kind of like the other, just sticking with 2 patterns at once. Oh my goodness, I think I'm running out of adhesive. I did a lot of creating over the weekend. All right, so let's just, and on these ones, I'm actually just gonna put this down here. Just make sure. I actually, oh, see, I knew I was gonna run out of tape. All right, let's bring in my glue. My tape's on the other side. I'm actually not sure if I have any more tape. Let's just get some glue going here. Come on. Oh my gosh, my glue is not coming out. I feel like it could explode on me. Hold on. Do you ever like, sometimes your glue just sits there? All right, I think I have another one somewhere. Bear with me. All right, give me a minute. I gotta go grab to the other side of my desk. Oh, look at that. Even better. I have a tape runner. Let's do that instead. And I'll throw that glue out because it's definitely done. All right, so I am using our Stampin' seal. So let's just throw this. Oh, there's actually tape in there, so why are you not stunning? Let's just, maybe I just need to pull it up. Let me try this. Nope, we're just gonna start a new one. Start new, start fresh. We'll fiddle with that one later. Always on TV, right? Always on TV. It always happens when we're on TV. Okay, here. Let's just. Here we go. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, we're in business now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this one down at the same time. I would love to know, when you create cards, do you create just one? Do you create 2 at a time? Do you create multiples? I'm one for like, you should really create 2 because then you can keep one for yourself, for your stash, and then give one away. You know, you should make a card and send a card. I actually have a bunch of cards to mail, but I just haven't been able to get to the post office after work. All right, we are using linen thread. So what I like to do is I like to put tape on the back of my base or my layer, and then I'll just wrap it around, and then I'll just go like that. I'll bring in my scissors, okay, and then we'll do the same. Just go like that, bring in my linen thread. I really liked the look of the linen thread with the mossy mellow. It looked very like natural, like in the nature kind of thing, which was really nice. Everything is so pretty and green. Really by now my grass is like dead, but it's been really pretty. So all right, let's go ahead and we're gonna pop these up onto our base. So I'm using our dimensionals. Now you can put as many as you want. I usually just put 5 I know people that put like way more than that, but it's pretty good. Just guess what you like. As I said, this video, once it's done processing, I will load it up onto my blog, which is right here. So you want to make sure you find me over there. And then there's that one. And then let's do this one. Okay, so we're just going to pull this. I just want to show you those cards there. All right, so there's that. So quick and easy. Now, I am the person who likes to punch, then stamp. There are people who like to stamp, then punch. I just find it's much easier to see where you're stamping than to punch, or to stamp, then punch. So I'm gonna pull in the greeting. We're gonna use the birthday one, because I just think I need birthday cards. I work with my principal, so I work in a school, and my principal and I supply the cards for her all year and write them all up, and then she provides the treats for everybody. So it's kind of a great way for me to unleash, like destash my stash. That's what I was trying to look. Okay, so I have the modern oval punch. So when I'm punching, I like to punch towards me. If I was to punch like this, I might not see where I am. Here I know exactly I'm on and I have enough room. So let's go ahead and punch 2 of those. As I said, that is the modern oval punch, and it is currently in our last chance list, which is so sad. All right, we're going to stamp. So straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. Look at that. Isn't that greeting not gorgeous? Like, I'm just gonna put these over here. Look how delicate that is. So pretty. All right, so let's bring in those pop-up dots. Where did I put them? I call them pop-ups. They're dimensionals. Now on this, I found I wanted to put 5 because when I first was doing my samples, I found it wasn't really sitting well on my project. So there's that. So let's go ahead and peel these off. All right, so there's that one. And there's that one. Now let's bring back in that twine. I'm just gonna do a quick bow. Now on these ones here, I did a double bow, but on the ones we're gonna make tonight, I'm just gonna do a single bow. Sometimes I like to do that double bow look, just adds that extra detail to your project. So let's just go ahead and then I'll make a quick one. I have to tell you, when I first started as a crafter, I started scrapbooking and then I got into card making. And can I just tell you, I wish someone would have told me this when I first started. So what I would do is I would cut this piece of string and twine or ribbon, and then I would make my bows. And half the time, I never had enough ribbon or twine to make my bows. And I was like, oh. So I would throw it out and then I would start over again and once again cut it so short. And this went on for the longest time. And I was like, this gotta be a better trick. Well, guess what? I went to a class, to another Stampin' Up! Demonstrators class, and she showed us how we create the bow. Oh, let me get that piece. And then you put your glue dot on and you put it down. And I was like, okay, that's brilliant. But what she did was she didn't cut the twine off or the ribbon off the ribbon, the holder. She just used that, and just like I did, like I just kept it on the roll and made my ribbon, then cut it. I was like, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Guess what? I didn't waste as much ribbon after that once I learned that trick. So if you're a person who did not know that trick and you're doing what I'm doing, I truly hope that I just inspired you to try it the other way around. You will have more ribbon and less ribbon in your garbage. All right, so there is our first, those are our cards right there. So there is 4 cards. I'll leave that there for a minute for you. So as I said, we just took that pattern and cut it, and there's 4 cards right there. It's quick and simple. Great, that could be a great thank you, birthdays, Christmas, like so nice. Okay, so we'll bring these back in and show you in a minute. So the next one we're going to do is this one here. Now, this is the pattern that we're going to use. On the card samples that I showed you at the beginning, I actually layered it. This one I decided not to layer, and I'm going to tell you why, because it was really pretty without the layer. So I thought, you know what, let's not do that. So let's do opposite. So let's do the green up here and the pattern down here. So we're just going to make sure they're lined up. Okay, so I always like to line my pieces up before I adhere down, because I would be very sad that if I put this down and it was too close, that I had to rip it up. Sometimes paper doesn't come up as easy and you could rip it. We're just gonna leave a little bit of a space, and that's okay because I have this piece here. So I am going to do this piece here. I think that, because if I look at that, I'm like, I really like that. That's kind of busy. So let's stick with the green because the green is on top. And we're just gonna put this down here. And that just kind of hides those two seams. So it looks like our pieces are one piece together. Let's bring in that oval punch. So once again, we're going to bring in that modern oval punch. Throw that out now. And we're going to stamp. I'll show you the other greetings. So this one is a friendship. So let's do this one as a friendship because I really liked that one too. I thought it was really pretty. Let me know if you have any questions or if you're liking this template. As I said, I'm really trying to show you different ways of using your products. And I love one sheet wonders. I think they're a great way, and I need to start doing more of them. I cannot tell you how much fun I am just having in my craft room these days. I love sitting down during the week or on the weekend, and I'll pick a product and I'll be like, okay, what am I going to create? And I actually have a list. Here's kind of my cheat notes. Okay, I'm using the one sheet wonder. What am I using? What do I want to talk about? I kind of write them down, and I've been loving it. I've been trying techniques. I've been trying fancy folds. I'm just having so much fun. It just makes my heart feel happy. I don't know about you, but in this day's world, you kind of need that. All right, so we're going to bring in, oh, I did this one a little different, so I will try to do that on the next one to remind me. So on this one, I actually put the twine behind, and I already put down my dimensionals, so we'll just do a little bow on this one. All right, so there's that. And I just like to tie it a little tighter to make sure I got the bows the way I want it. And then I'm just gonna cut it, put those trims in the garbage. And as I said, these are our mini glue dots. So the mini glue dot, the little glue dot is on the back of the wrapper. So you just wanna pull it off. And then you can put it like that. So we're just gonna put that there. So once again, quick and easy. Look how quick and easy that card was. So there is 2 more cards. So now we're at 6. Look at that. So simple, but so delicate and beautiful. Wouldn't that just brighten somebody's day if they got that in the mail? Or you left it on your coworker's desk? All right, so this one, I didn't have a sample for this one because obviously I needed to show you, but I will bring in just this one so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So this is the other one, the sample I showed you at the beginning. I actually put a piece of pattern paper behind it. I am not going to do that this time because I want to show you how beautiful this looks without that. All right, so, oh, this goes here, and then we're gonna put them this way. So you can, actually no, I think I want to go up and down this way. I think this makes more space. All right, so we're just gonna put them like that. And I think I'm just gonna lower them. Okay, I'm actually gonna adhere one down here just because these are a little more trickier. Just like that. Isn't this paper just gorgeous? And I don't measure, I just eyeball. I just like to eyeball everything. Oh, and then there's that. So just quick and simple. let's bring in that oval punch again. And this time, let's make this another friendship card. And I'm actually going to show you how I did the twine on the back. So just to show you a different way of doing that. So let's stamp this. So we're going to make this a friendship. So tap, 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 just straight down, straight up. Now, if you are loving these products and you're like, wow, man, I really want to create these cards, you can head to my online store, which is easiest way is go to my blog, www.stampwithanne, click shop now, and it will take you to my online store, and you can start your shopping experience. Here in Canada, when you place an order over $100, you do qualify for the product of the month, which is an adorable stamp set. All right, so what I've done is I put tape, and what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to here. Maybe you're like, you know what, Anne, I have these products in my stash already. Like, I really want to use them. Go for it. Or you know what? Maybe you're just going to use a template and create your own cards with what we've created tonight. I think that's fun too, because I'm a true believer you should use your stuff in your stash, but you should also treat yourself to new stuff every once in a while, because that keeps adding the spark. Okay. So let's go ahead and put this down. So literally all I did was I just wrapped the ribbon in different ways. And if you do create anything with this template, tag me in my social media on my business page, which is Stamp with Anne, because I would love to see what you create. I think it's so much fun. All right, so there's that. So let's just go ahead and put this down. Oh my gosh, get those off. And there is that. So quick and easy. There is our, what did I say we were at? 6, 8, this is 9. How fun is that, right? Just quick and easy little friendship card to give to your friends. All right, so the last card we're gonna make is 2 of the fancy fold cards. Now, so here I'm going to show you, this is the card. So we're going to do, I've already done this way, so I did them portrait. We're going to do the ones that are landscape. So those are the cards. So I'm just going to leave one of those up top so you can see. And then these are the last of the cards. So I've already scored these. And this, I will put these measurements down because this is a little different. So we're going to score, so it's actually like an 8.5. 5.5 by 8.5, but you just cut it to different layers to make it. So we're going to go like that, and then we're going to bring this back. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on this one. Okay, so like I said, working in 2s is much easier than working in sometimes 1s. All right, so now I have my pieces. I have these 4 pieces, so let's go ahead. And we're just going to do the opposite. So one will go like that. One will go like that. So let's start with this one first, and then we'll bring this one in over here. So let's start with the green. And I'm going to show you what I mean by the ribbon. All right, so let's put that one down there like that. And then we're going to go ahead and do this one. Just like this. Okay, so as I was saying to you, and when I showed you my samples, where's my twine? Oh, right here. In the video, like some people will take their paper and wrap it like this. I'm not a fan of seeing that inside my card. I don't know, I just feel like it's like, and me personally, I don't like that look. So I would rather put it around here. So what I did was I just put a little bit of the tape, and I took the twine and I went like this, and I just wrapped it around. I'm a huge fan of twine. I honestly wish Stampin' Up! Would come out with twine in all of our 53 colors, or at least some of the popular colors. Like I would love to see like Secret Sea and twine and stuff. Like I just think it's so beautiful. All right, so you could leave your card like this to open, but once again, you're gonna see that. I'm not a fan of that. So that's why I chose to close mine. So we're just gonna go ahead and close that. Now, You could put a piece of paper in here, like the sample I showed you. Let me just bring that back in to show you. I actually put a piece of white. This is fairly light color that people could just write their note on it. So totally up to you whether you wanted to put an inside in or not. I'm going to move this one up here. So let's go ahead and do this one. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to put this one down first. Isn't that paper just gorgeous? This is called Delicate Dreams, and it is part of a suite. All right, so let's go ahead and do that, which is good. So I needed to stock up on my birthday cards. As I was telling you, I've been using them with my coworkers, and I think we have almost 50 on staff. So you go through a lot of birthday cards, especially when you have a lot of birthday months. There's months where there's like one, and then there's months where there's like 5 or 6. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I love it though. It's a lot of fun. So that'll be my job over the summer. I really would like to try this with a Christmas Stamp-A-Sack. I think this would, a Christmas, like, do this with Christmas cards. I think that would be beautiful. All right, so we have that. So let's go ahead and bring in our oval punch. All right, so I'm just gonna do that, and I'm just gonna trim this off. I don't like to waste paper. I try to use it as much up as I can. In my desk, I have drawers on either side, and they have file folders in it, and that's where, like, I'll put this under the basic beige and be like, okay, that's where the basic beige is gonna go. All right, so let's make these, I think, because, oh, I meant to do this the other way. Oh no, that's okay. We're going to do it this way. I'm right. That's okay. Let's put ours this way, and let's do the birthday one. So I think this will be a fun, interactive birthday one. It says, to a marvelous person on your birthday. Okay, so there's one. Just stamping it in that secret C. So as you can see, I carried out that coordination throughout my project. That is the one thing I love about Stampin' Up, how everything coordinates. I love that I can go from a pack of designer series paper, aka pattern paper. I can pick out my cardstock, I can pick out my ink, I can pick out my ribbon, I can pick out my embellishments, and I know everything coordinates. That honestly was the thing that hooked me the most on Stampin' Up, was the coordination. It was like my favorite part. And to this day, I still get excited when I open up a new pack of paper and I'm like, okay, what colors are we gonna pick today? It truly makes you smile. If you could see my smile on my face right now, you would know that this is like, I love it so much. I would love to know, do you create more for like a holiday, like Christmas or birthday? Do you just create, like, you're like, oh, I need to make these birthday cards, or do you have like a stash on hand? I would love to know. All right, so, oh, I didn't get that twine in there, sorry. There was that twine, let's pull that in. All right, so there's our bow. I'm gonna use our scissors. So there's one, let's do another one. Okay, let's just trim those off. Okay, I don't have much left of that. I'm gonna have to order some more. I do use that one a lot. I just love how natural looking it is. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll put this right there. And then we'll go ahead and put this here. And then I'll bring in all those cards to show you what we created. All right, and there you go. There is our one sheet wonder where we have created. So let's bring in all of our cards to show you. So here's 1, 2, and I'll kind of put them 3, 4, and then 5, 6. I'm just gonna kind of move this up so you guys can see it here. So there's 4 there, and there's 2 there, and then there's 1 there, and then there's those ones there. So what did you guys think of my one sheet wonder? Isn't that an amazing template that you can create multiple cards at once? And if you kind of see off to my side here, I have all these pieces waiting to be used for another one sheet wonder, which I will have to order some more of I'll have to order some more crumb cake and do some more up. So one template just gave me 22 cards to help me restock my stash for my birthdays and get well cards and all that. So let's do a little recap just in case you're scrolling through and you just found me. Tonight I showed you how to create a one sheet wonder card, we took a one sheet wonder template and we made 11 cards. This template is not original to me. It is from Jackie Bullhides, who is the owner of Clomper Stampers. I will, when I put this video up, I will link you to that video where she shared her cutting template with you. That will be the easiest, and that way, you know, I always like to give credit where it's due. It was not my idea, it was hers. So this video will process. Once it's processed, I will put this on my blog. So I put these ones, I did like a quick picture. I will put these ones back up again. And I will give you like the supplies and the measurements, and then I will put these ones up and show you. So I'll do the video, and then I will show you so you can get the cutting and all that for the different pieces. And then there you go. So I would love to know, let's just quickly bring them in. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna move these over. So we're gonna call this is group, let's do this. Okay, so this was group A. These are the projects that I shared with you that I made on the weekend using this beautiful paper. So I would love to know, and you can kind of see, I'm just going to fan them out here for you. So this is group A. So this was the first samples that I made. And then this is what I did with you guys tonight. So we'll call this group B. I would love to know, which color combination do you like the most? Do you like here, let's just put this on top. That way you can see that. And then we'll just do that. That might be a little easier. Do you like the Secret Sea crumb cake color with the hydrangea hue? Or do you like the softer tone of basic beige mossy mellow with the linen thread? I would love to know. Let me know what you think. Do you like samples A or B, or do you love them both? Maybe you love them both. I know it's hard. It's hard to pick which one you like. But yeah. All right, everyone. So this video will process. I will upload it on my blog. It'll be up on my blog by the weekend. And I will put these back up with measurements. And I will put these ones up with measurements so you had all the supplies that you need to create those 11 cards. And I will also link you to the template that Jackie Bullhides shared. So thank you, Jackie, for your inspiration. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I truly am so happy to be back in my happy place, back here stamping with you guys on Wednesday night. Now, next week is the last week of school, and the last week of school can be very crazy busy. I am hoping to go live on Wednesday night, but I will let you know. So watch my social media, watch that post. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I will let you know. Also, one other thing I wanted to share with you. If you head over to my blog, www.stampwithanne.com, or even in the link of this video, sign up for my newsletters. You guys are the first ones on Monday morning to find out what my product of the week. And on Sunday, I give you a recap. So I would send you an email on Sunday with this video and the link to the blog post that shows you the video. So you don't have to go search Pinterest or search my blog for it. It's right in your mailbox. That is like the best value that you can. I can give, because I don't know about you, but sometimes when social media moves so quickly, I can see a post and be like, oh right, I want to share that, or like, I really like that card idea, I should go back and do it. Well, guess what? By the time I go find that card again, I can't find it. I really can't. So I've learned that I need to save things when I see it, and then that gives me a chance to go back to it. So by me sending this stuff to your inbox, it's right there. You don't have to go search for it. It's right there when you're ready to craft and create, and that's what I'm excited and happy to do with you guys. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day or evening, wherever you're watching from. If you're watching on the replay, shout out to those replay warriors. I truly appreciate you stopping by and crafting with me tonight, and I look forward to crafting with you guys again real soon. Talk to you. Bye.